What's up, everybody? We're back. You get a double dose of Johnny and George today. We told you we would come back here if there was anything breaking, anything cool with WWE 2K24, and well,
boy was there.
Boy was there. Today was the day. We got some really cool stuff to go through here. Thank you to, I'll say it right off the bat, SmackDown Hotel for keeping everything
absolutely
very organized, and their tweets are phenomenal. Their website's phenomenal, and that's pretty much what I'm going off of here. Where do we even start?
I mean, I guess we start with the cover. The covers, plural. You've got the standard edition with Cody Rhodes on it. This is a very, very different kind of cover treatment than what they've done.
I've seen in a while.
It's so different from how they've done. Like, this almost feels like this feels like a modern version of like a Here Comes the Pain, a SmackDown versus Raw, like a modernized version of that. Like, yeah, it's not multiple supers. So we'll get onto that version a little bit later. But, you know, to have this like cool poster style treatment of Cody Rhodes, like that's what this feels like. It doesn't even look like it's a cover. It looks like it's a Cody Rhodes poster. And then like, oh yeah, by the way, it's 2K24 too.
It's going to be a great poster regardless, because we're probably going to figure something out with it on the office wall. But with this, you get also the Nightmare Family pre-order bonus, which includes Dusty Rhodes from 1976, Stardust, Undashing Cody Rhodes, which is with the face mask.
Give me mustache Cody Rhodes.
Superstar Billy Graham for the first time in a modern video game.
That's awesome.
And Mattel Cody Rhodes bruised ultimate defining, what's called the defining moments action figure as a playable character in My Faction, and some My Faction cards. So much like they did John Cena last year in action figure form, they're working with Mattel again. You're going to get Cody Rhodes with the giant bruise on him, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. And then you've got the deluxe edition cover, which again, breaking new ground here. You've got Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, the first time that solely women have ever been featured on the cover. It was a big deal when it was Becky and Roman on the cover for 2K20. Now, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, deluxe edition.
This is a sick cover.
I gotta tell you, you nailed it when you said it earlier. Like, the artwork overall for all three editions of the game, no notes. Like, it's so different from what they've done in the past. Like, the Rey Mysterio one for last year was great.
2 years ago. Last
year was John Cena, but the Rey Mysterio one was great. I thought that how they incorporated the mask, and how like the deluxe edition had like the super zoom, and like how they treated that jump was very different. But this just takes that to a whole other level.
I think 2K has been killing it with the covers. I like to follow the NBA games. The Kobe edition in 2K24 for that has been awesome. The past few years with the Michael Jordans, 2K knows what they're doing. I feel like EA took a step back with their covers. They were kind of just casual shots a few years ago. Like UFC was like Israel Adesanya just like chilling in t-shirt with Jorge Masvidal.
Just like a promo shot.
Yeah, they're kind of weird. It doesn't really sell the game. But this year they kind of picked it up a bit. But 2K is killing it. And with this deluxe edition, you will get the Season Pass, which is 5 DLC sets, My Rise Mega Boost, a supercharger, the Rhea Ripley My Faction EVO card, and the Bianca My Faction EVO card. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair alternate attires for in the game. But this is the one I'm ready to talk about. 40 years of WrestleMania edition. This thing looks incredible. Speaking of good artwork, you've got everyone on this cover right here from WrestleMania's past in like a kind of like an oil painting-y look.
Yeah, well, it's very so I wanted to do this because I couldn't remember the Cena covers from 2K23, but it's very reminiscent of the other editions. Like, they follow that kind of same art style where it's like you have the touched up version for the standard edition, then for the deluxe edition there's a little bit more flair to it, and then that ultimate edition version of the game always has like that really super cool artwork. And I feel like they're going consistent. They did it for 22, they did it for 23, now they're doing it for 24. But again, going back to what we said earlier, this again feels like it's a poster. It doesn't feel like it's a video game cover. Like, if you got rid of the 2K24 logo and it just said WrestleMania, like, if you looked quickly, this just looks like a really sick WrestleMania poster.
I love it. I love everything about it. You know what I'm thinking? When this game releases, that means 2K23 is up on the table for us to cover.
That's true.
Yeah.
That
But
is
with
true.
this 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, you get the Showcase Superstars roster unlocked. So everyone who's in the Showcase mode, you get immediately unlocked. WrestleMania 40 Arena, which we don't even know what it looks like yet. Macho King Randy Savage from WrestleMania 6.
That's
Rey Mysterio
awesome.
from WrestleMania 22. Triple H from WrestleMania 20. I don't think that match is going to be in here. Charlotte Flair from WrestleMania 33. George is looking up what that match was. Rhea Ripley from WrestleMania 36. And 2 to 3 gold My Faction cards of the above. You got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, also some new match types are going to be in here that I think people have wanted for a while. A special guest referee is back.
Love that.
That's what they were hinting at with that
Love
Stone Cold
that.
shirt. Which, with the special guest referee, they showed screenshots of the match between Brett and Undertaker, where Shawn was the ref, and it's pretty much the same getup.
Well, then they showed later on in the trailer that it's someone that RKO, his hitting an RKO, so it means that it's not limited to just the showcase or anything. Like it's just in the game.
Wait. Then there's a casket match, which the ones years ago, like in SmackDown 2 and stuff, were a little bit to be desired. I think they really hit them with the Buried Alive matches. So we'll see what a casket match has to offer.
I was just saying, I'm kind of interested to see, think how long it's been since we've had a casket match.
Yeah, it's been years.
That what other developments that can align with how the games have changed? Like, are they going to be QuickTime events? Are they going to be OMG moments? Like, do you have to have multiple finishers to like end the matches? Like, I'm curious to see how they're going to handle it.
Yeah, there's some news on the finishers too. There's going to be an ambulance match, which is pretty cool, and the return of the gauntlet. So I guess people have been wanting the slobber knocker.
Yep.
And this is probably the closest we're going to get without it actually being called a slobber knocker match. So I'm into it. I like it. I always like it. Good gauntlet. It makes you sit there and play a little bit longer. So why wouldn't you like that?
And it's just nice to have some of the classic game modes back.
Yeah. So some other random facts here about this. So far, 200 superstars and legends are going to be featured in here. Real referees are going to be featured in here. I don't know the last time we saw that. I think there was fake Earl Hebner who had no name and Mike Chioda in like the Day of Reckonings, but it wasn't actually them. Raw 2 had like Nick Patrick, but again, it didn't say it was Nick Patrick. You're getting real referees for once. Which
means
awesome.
You can pick them from the match settings menu and be like, oh, I want, this specific person to be my ref.
Yeah. We saw, I think it was like the Mattel figures. We started getting like John Cone. And some Build-A-Figures of actual refs. And that's when you kind of saw the tide turn. And it's pretty cool we're getting it here. One of my favorite features, because if you're like me, which a lot of people have been, and you're deep into creating a wrestler, and all of a sudden the music just goes, you now get a quick save feature in creative mode. So when you're in the middle of that deep cut that you're making, you get the save. You get to just go right back in. That is one of the best features they have ever added in any of these games.
I'm excited to see what leaps they make for the creative suite this season, or this for this generation of the game. I feel like it's kind of in a really good spot. Like last year and 22 were really fun to like make your characters in. So I'm kind of excited to see where they build up. Yeah.
It should be a lot of fun. I mean, we see now My Faction is back, so that's another thing. Super finishers are coming to the ring. Super finish, you could perform them after storing 3 finishers. It makes it almost impossible to kick out and nullify the opponent's resiliency. I feel like this is all I'm going to get hit with, and it's going to suck.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be rough. But it is a new mechanic, and I feel like as long as they do what they've done in the past when they introduce a new mechanic, like how they did with the pin style and the submission style when they revamped those, where it's just like, hey, it's default to the new method, but if you want, you can go to options and revert it back to the other way in case you don't like it.
Yeah, this is going to be so cool. And they also upped the number of assigned finisher signature slots from 2 to 5.
I wonder if that's going to make a big difference. Like, it's cool, but I don't know if it's a cool little addition. I don't know if it's going to make a gigantic difference, but
we'll see.
Hey.
Royal Rumble now offers support for 8 online players in the 30 superstar mode. Backstage Brawl now features 4-player support with new interactive environment elements, including a working elevator and vending machines with throwable sodas.
Oh,
so we're going back old school with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And now, according to the Xbox store, we already touched on this. The Cody Rhodes Mattel Bruised Ultimate, whatever it's called, figure, Defining Moments figure will be part of the pre-order bonus. So that's also really cool. But when you get down into the Showcase of the Immortals, which is this year's showcase mode, we only have, I think, 5 matches announced so far. And again, this is just a quick little gaming news update. We're going to follow this every week until the game comes out like we normally do. So far, you have Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant from WrestleMania 3, Razor versus Shawn ladder match from WrestleMania 10, Brett versus Stone Cold submission match from WrestleMania 13, and The Undertaker and Shawn from WrestleMania 25. That's a cool one. And Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39. Now, I wonder if there's the option to flip it and actually finish the story.
So this was what I was going to think, or what I was going to propose. One, that, because that's a great idea. But then 2, do you think part of the DLC will be more showcase matches? Like in each, like if they do the standard for, like, game releases, it's got its 10, 15, whatever the standard showcase matches that you get are, the extra hidden ones that are usually there. But then do they introduce like 1 or 2 more with each DLC pack? Like, yes, you still get the standard 4 or 5 wrestlers, but you also get like maybe 1 or 2 extra showcase matches. Like, I think that's a cool model, and so in a way to kind of like sweeten the pot, maybe
it's also easy to do, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and you like stretch the life of the showcase mode where it's like, people aren't burning through it within the first couple of days and they never go back to it. Like, you kind of like thread the life of the showcase.
I love it. But this game is going to drop on March 5th for the Deluxe and the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, and March 8th for everyone else getting the standard edition. So that is right around the corner. We're like 2 months away from the newest 2K game. I am very excited. I know you're very excited. Everyone's very excited. And I just hope
Best
it has
time of
that.
year.
I hope it hits different once again.
Hey, you know what? They've all been hitting different recently. So I feel like you said earlier, 2K's in a good spot right now. I'm very excited to see what 2K24 is going to bring to the table. And as we get more information, we will be covering it all along the way. Is that it, John?
I think that's it. We'll see you guys back again Monday.
Yeah, make sure to stay tuned to the main feed for all other podcasts that we release, and follow along on all forms of social media at Game Marks Pod. And thanks for hanging out with us. Johnny Clash, do that thing.
Game over once again. Marks.
Game Marks Podcast, put them on the radar. Playing rare games, Sega Saturn, no Game Shark. Johnny and George work hard and they play hard. Future endeavor games and put them in the graveyard. From the deep dive to the clash at the feast. How can I get more? That's question of the week. Follow on Twitch, there's nothing that they won't play. Game Marks Podcast every single Monday.